All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this story. So, as some of you know, I used to be a sub. I used to do substitute teaching, and I have had some wild as like situations happen to me. On this particular one, this kid destroyed the classroom that I was in. I mean, fully demolished the classroom I was in. I was so shocked. I didn't even know exactly what to do. So I was like, what the fudge? So I had this class, and it was a really simple, easy, little project. All the kids pretty much did it. It was time to go. I told everybody, okay, guys, let's clean up. So we're starting to clean up, and I noticed that there was this one kid who didn't do any work, and therefore he also didn't really do any cleaning. He just kind of, lined up. And I was just like, hey, you got to help the class clean up. And he ignored me. So I was like, oh, okay. I went to the little boy or girl that he was talking to, and I was like, hey, you also have to clean up. So she went and did. He looked at me like I took away his best friend, okay? I was just like, he looked at me like, and I looked at him like, and walked away. So kids are cleaning up. I noticed that this kid is just walking around the classroom slightly messing with people, and they're all coming up to me like, hey, he keeps touching me, he keeps doing this, he's not like cleaning up, he, destroying everything that I just cleaned up. I'm like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but you need to stop. You need to stop. Like, if you're not going to help clean, if you have a little attitude this morning or whatever, go stand by the door. So little boy apparently didn't like authority or didn't like the fact that I told him to stop or whatever the heck it was. He just snapped. And I remember thinking, like, what the hell? I didn't even say anything rude. I didn't say it in a mean. I didn't even say it in an authoritative tone. I was just like, hey, stop. You can't do that. Stop messing with your friends. Stop messing with these people. Go over there. Go over there. Stand by the door since you don't want to help. Nothing crazy. Man, when I say this little boy snapped, he went and started like going around the tables, pulling out the chairs, knocking over crayons and all types of stuff that was on the table, like little baskets. So I ran over there. I was like, hey, what you doing? I grabbed his hand so he could stop like throwing things around. All the kids looking around like, ooh, oh my God. You know how kids act when things get crazy. They just kind of make it worse by being louder and not actually helping. So I grabbed his hand and I was like, hey, you gotta stop, because at this point he was throwing crayons and it was starting to hit like the other kids. I'm like, oh, okay, we gotta call somebody. Now, I don't know exactly how to call the front office, and at this point I can't really reach the phone, because if I reach the phone, he might go on a more of a rampage and maybe hit a kid by accident. I'm like, okay, what should I do in this situation? I ain't never been trained for this. Like, I ain't never had to deal with this before. So I grab a little boy, he snatched his hand back. He like, don't touch me. I'm like, okay, well, you can't do this. You need to go outside. And he goes around me, picks up a chair, and throw that bitch. I was like, oh, no, okay. The black in me wanted to, like, be the black parent in me, but I couldn't, because this ain't my kid, and I'm also at work, and I'm not trying to go to jail for nobody's child. Okay? So I go to the door, I yell out at the door like, hey, can I get security? Look left, look to the right. Nobody's there. There's nobody roaming the halls. So I scream out a little louder. I'm like, hey, anybody there? Like, can I get security? Can I get help? I'm like, fudge. I'm like, I can't really leave out the room, because if I leave out the room, who knows what else this kid is going to do, and then I can't leave the other kids here, but this is an emergency, so what should I do? And I don't know how to use the classroom phone. Like, nobody in the history of me substitute teaching has sat down and told me, like, hey, this is how you use the classroom phone, because it's not like a regular phone. You got to push little buttons to either reach the office or to, like, call out, and I didn't know what button to push. So I was like, all right. I go grab my phone. I go call, like, a lot of stuff is happening as I'm calling, looking for my phone, looking for the school's number so that I could call the front office because I can't leave these kids. In the meantime, little boy is still on a rampage. I mean, at this point, he has thrown a chair, knocked over some crayons, knocked over some baskets, just going around the room, full rampage. I'm just baffled and angry at the same time, but I can't pop off because can't pop off. This ain't my real classroom. I'm a sub. I'm about to leave and be like, deuce, peace out. But I had to protect the kids. So I gather all the kids in the classroom. I'm like, everybody go outside, everybody go outside. He tried to go outside with the kids, and I was like, no, you have to stay here. You need to stay here and you need to calm down. You need to calm down and you need to clean this mess up. Like, absolutely, because what we not about to do is not have no consequences. I'm at the same time I'm doing this, I'm calling for help because I'm like, okay, y'all need to come down here and get this child and figure out what y'all gonna do. Whoever the teacher is, she gonna be mad when she come back and see her classroom fucked up, but it ain't nothing I can do here, right? So he didn't like the fact that I was barring him from going with the other kids because I'm trying to protect the kids because at this point he didn't threw a chair, throwing some stuff at the kids ducking and dodging and shit. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to de-escalate the situation. I'm trying to calm him down. I'm like, you need to calm down. Woo, 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 woo. It ain't working. He got more pissed off at the fact that I wouldn't let him go outside with the rest of the kids. I'm like, bro. In the meantime, security taking a slow-ass, sweet-ass time to get down here and help me. Because I'm like, I feel like I'm the only one downstairs. There's no other classroom. I'm in a basement, okay? The classroom's in the basement. There's no other teachers around. I'm just like, oh, okay, so I'm out here by myself, like, what the fuck? So yeah. Should I do a part 2 of this? Part 2? Let me know.